Hey, what's going on, Game Leapers? This is Coach Eags in today's video. 3 most broken champions for 13-14. I know I've already done a video on this, man, but the changes got released a week after than what I thought they were going to get released. So yeah, these are based on the new changes, the updated ones. There are so many. So in today's video, if you want a champion pool, I mean, I'm not really giving you a champion pool here. I'm just saying who the most broken champions are. But if you want to, kind of incorporate some of these champs into your pool, no worries at all. They're going to give you the best chance of winning in 13-14. Just remember, though, that some of these picks, blind pick them, might be risky, and I'll probably tell you if it is. If you're playing them for the first time, you're not really going to improve. You're not going to win straight away. So if you want to do that, signing up to the GameLeap website, where we have champion courses and guides, and we have macro guides, of course, role guides, we have high-level analyses, coaching sessions even, right? And I've seen comments where people saying, oh, he's just trying to bait you. Of course, he's meant to say that. Like, all I care about is helping you guys out. That is it. Like, if you're going to sign up to something, it's got to help you out. And I know it will, because I've coached every single role to challenge and even rank 1 players. So anyone out there watching, you are going to improve. I know it for a fact. So all you have to do is sign up to the game site, get exclusive access to our library of content. GG, well played, you no longer hards. Let's get into the 3 most broken. Top lane, we'll start off here, guys, and let's talk about Aatrox. So Aatrox is getting buffed in 13-14, if you've watched our recent videos, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, by the way, so you don't miss our future content. Aatrox is getting buffed, so as far as your actual damage to minions go, this is going to improve throughout a game. Yes, you're losing a little bit of base damage in your Q when you actually max this out at level 9, rank 5, but guess what? You're getting more AD ratio in this. So the more AD you have, the more damage this is going to deal. So really in the late game, your Q is going to be way better. This means for like really good Aatrox players who can land the sweet spot of their Qs as well, this is going to be huge. And I think Aatrox might even be back in pro play picked and banned because of these. But of course, you do have to be able to play the champion. So again, checking out the website and all our Aatrox guides, you will be smurfing in no time. Now, number 2, this is Jax. And I say this in kind of like a monotonous voice because, bro, I talk about Jax every patch. And he's getting nerfed in 13-14. This is a funny thing. This champion is getting nerfed, but he's still going to be busted. His ease cooldown is going up to 15 seconds to 9 seconds, so scaling down. So pretty much just an extra 1 second cooldown on his Counter-Strike. Big deal, whoop-de-doo. Who cares about that, bro? Like, it's still going to be 5 seconds late game. It's ridiculous. For an ability that blocks, like, well, most things, and stuns someone, like, that's the nerf they came up. I mean, they also made your ultimate cost 100 mana and no longer 50, but that's how it was. So these changes are so placebo. Jax players keep playing Jax. But the number 1 top laner is Fiora, because she is completely untouched in 13-14. I should also mention here, by the way, guys, that Spirit Shojin is getting buffed, 100 gold less, more HP, so Jax will be happy with this. And for Aatrox, Randon's Omen, you have Spirit Visage. These items are getting buffed as well, so if you're playing like Drain Tank Aatrox, he's going to be even better. Fiora can't really make use of these items that much, and with Trinity Force as well, getting nerfed a little bit in terms of the attack speed it's giving you. Fiora, you can go Triforce, like if you're really fed against squishy champions, exactly the same for Jax, so you're losing 2% attack speed, but you are actually dealing more damage quicker because of how the stacking is going to work. So you're getting 6% from the passive, and it's going up to 3 stacks now. So you'll be at 18% quicker. But yeah, Fiora with Grasp, if you're going Divine Sundra, because the top laner, is going to have a lot of HP, and typically that's going to be the case. But yeah, Fiora, man, hopefully I don't have to explain this more than I already have. Now, into the jungle. 2 champions here are getting nerfed. 1 champion is getting buffed. The champion getting buffed is number 3, this being Shaco, attack damage Shaco, more attack damage ratio in your Q, and also more crit in your backstab, your passive. Now, Infinity Edge is getting buffed, right? So you are getting more crit in this. Well, it's getting buffed in terms of critic strike, right? So if you're going crit champions, Infinity Edge is even better. So if you are going like Essence Reaver with Berserker's Grease into Infinity Edge on Shaco, this could actually be pretty juicy. Seriously, this could be juicy. But I think the better version of Shaco is just going Stridebreaker still into like Berserker's Grease and then Blade of the Rune King. I think this is definitely the way to play this champion. And because you're getting a big 60 AD still for Stridebreaker, the item is untouched, you will be dealing more damage from your Q, of course, when you actually auto-attack someone out of it. So this is going to be even better for AD Shaco. And with Stridebreaker, I think he's so busted anyway, and maybe Infinity Edge gives him another viable build option. Now, number 2, a champion who, well, you were going crit before because building Essence Reaver on Rengar as your second item after Duskblade is the legit build, but now because you're losing crit in your Q, maybe the build is just to go Duskblade into something like Prowler's Claw, because Prowler's is getting buffed in 13-14. You're getting 18 lethality in this, so this makes it interesting. And also Axiom Arc is getting buffed as well, so it's scaling off lethality. But honestly, you should probably be getting this as like a 4th or 5th item, guys. So maybe on Rengar, you're going Duskblade, Prowlers, Edge of Night, then Axiom Arc. This is going to reduce your ultimate cooldown so much. I think it's a little bit redundant though, because at this stage in a game, you're going to have so much ability haste anyway, but you never know. This might make him even better. And the nerfs to his base health regen, they affect top lane Rengar. No one cares about this in the jungle. So Rengar is still going to be insanely broken. Then we have Kindred. Now I understand, guys, that your cooldown on your Q is going up and the damage in your Q as well is being nerfed. But the good thing here is that you're getting the HP and armor back from the actual nerf a couple of patches ago. And you're also holding on to, if not improving, from the Trinity Force changes, because they just look like buffs to pretty much any champion going Triforce. Yes, you're losing 2% attack speed, but you are stacking and ramping that up quicker. And for Kindred with Trinity Force, it's really what's making her OP at the moment. I still can't believe they haven't put some sort of like range cap on the item. So yeah, Kindred is still going to be number one, despite getting nerfed on the actual change list. Now moving into the mid lane here. Some interesting champions. Two of these are getting buffed in 13-14. The first of these is Xerath. Now for Xerath, Riot are trying to encourage you to play mid lane more because your passive is going to be refunded when you last hit minions. This is amazing. This is going to give you more mana, of course, because that's what your passive is during the laning phase. And what they're also doing is giving you an extra ultimate cast. So at level 6, you'll have 4, at level 11, 5, and at level 16, you'll have 6. This is a lot. Now they are reducing the damage because you are getting more of them, but guess what? Because you're landing more of them, you will be dealing more damage. This is going to be amazing for Xerath players. Your base mana is going down though just because of these changes. But man, when you get to Lost Chapter, bro, like I think this champ's going to be great. I would just highly recommend using him as a counter pick. If you blind pick him, there are lots of assassins out there that can really screw you over. So counter picking Xerath into stuff, you know, like short range kind of mages or even just control mages, you can destroy them. Number 2, speaking of a champion who Xerath would probably like playing against, this is Lissandra. Lissandra's getting some really big buffs, guys, in 13-14. So your Q, you're going to be slowing everything it hits. Also your ultimate, the heal's going up, and there are lots of quality of life changes as well, where it will operate in fog. So if someone goes into fog, it will still chase them and stuff. There are so many things here. Again, check out like our 13-14 changes video where we detail all of them. But Lissandra is number 2. I think she's going to be amazing. Again, though, blind picking a little bit risky because control mages, anything that outranges you kind of destroys you. You really want to be picking Lissandra to cuck close range assassins. So stuff like Fizz, Lissandra does really well into. LeBlanc, whenever she jumps in, you just press WGG. So think about that. Number 1, though, is Nico. Just all-around great mid laner. She's still going to be, I think, the best mid laner in the game, like she is right now. S+ tier, highest win rates in like every single elo, so keep picking Nico, guys. Moving down to the bot lane here. Now, 2 of these AD carries are based on Trinity Force, but the first one to talk about is based on Static Shift. Now, Static Shift, guys, you are losing a little bit of the electroshock damage. But for Kai'Sa, even with this, I still don't think it's going to make her, well, that worse off. I still think she's an amazing champion in the meta at the moment because it's so engagey at the moment in the bot lane. So getting your passive stacks stacked and then triggering them with an auto attack, I think it's very easy to do. And I think with Static Shiv and then Nash's Tooth, I think it's a really broken setup. You can evolve your W and your E very quickly in games, and yeah, just because of the engaged meta, giving you extra passive stacks and damage therefore, I think she's a very good AD carry to pick, but blind picking her is very risky. There are lots of champions out there that do well into you, so you really want to be picking Kai'Sa when you know the lane is going to be free. So if you see something like maybe a Jhin or an Ezreal's pretty chill, something that isn't that scary during the laning phase, picking Kai'Sa, you will outscale and kill everyone in the late game. Now, one champion Kai'Sa would hate to verse, this is Draven at number 2, and guess what? Trinity Force Draven, guys. Now, I know that Infinity Edge is getting buffed as far as crit goes, so on Draven, you might be interested in going something like Essence Reaver into Berserker's Grease into Infinity Edge in 13-14. We'll probably have to wait to see like what the actual stats are like here, but yeah, maybe even something with Collector and then Infinity Edge is really juicy on him because lethality, it does so well on Draven. You hit like an absolute truck, but he's number 2. And by the way, guys, if there are any mains of these champions out there, let me know about some of this technology and what you think's going to happen next patch when it drops. Now, number 1, the best AD carry. I think the best blind pick AD carry by far, and she even serves as a really good counter pick. This is Ashe. Unreal. With Trinity Force, all the recent buffs to her passive, to her W's damage, just a great all-around pick. And if you're not playing her, I think you're missing a trick and kind of trolling your champion pool because she's that OP. Now, moving into the support role, guys, and if you are enjoying this video, please let us know by leaving a like down below. At number 3, we have a very good all-around support, and this is Rakan. And no, you're not just picking Rakan with a champion like Xayah. You can pick Rakan literally in any game. The champion can peel, he can engage, and because of all the buffs in Season 13, man, he's got to be in this video. Number 2, a champion who is actually getting nerfed in 13-14. So for Rel, your base armor is going down, meaning you are squishier, right? There is going to be a bit more of a loss if you misplay. Also, you're losing resistances through your passive as well, so you won't be as tanky as the fights progress. So this means you're going to be more killable. The best thing though about Rel, despite these changes, is you're holding onto all the CC and the stuff that really makes you rel. I mean, even if you play rel, I don't even know if you kind of like notice your passive. So this getting nerfed, I don't think it's going to be the biggest deal in the world. And I still think she'll be a top tier support, if not the best. But the best, well, according to my forecast anyway, this is a champion who does amazingly well into both rel and Rakan, and lots of kind of like telegraphed engaged champions. So I just mean like something that doesn't have an insta hook, like a Pike or a Blitzcrank, for instance, right? This is Janna. So if you're playing rel or Rakan or Leona, all of these are meta, right? Even Alistar is pretty good at the moment. And you see a Janna on the enemy team, bro, just FF. Like, seriously, you're going to start banning this champion if you main them. Because if you see Janna, you can never engage onto her. And even if you manage to, like, get through her Q, somehow, some way, she has her ultimate to completely disengage the fight. And it's really annoying for these champions who want to get in there, right? And one-shot people. So I think Janna, and the recent buffs to Janna as well, I think she's a great pick. I think you have to have her. Just be a little bit careful of blind picking her, because, you know, range champions, even something like Senna can do very well, right? Or a hook champion, like I mentioned, Pike, Blitzcrank, a little bit risky to blind pick, but I think she is, statistically as well, the best support right now, and she will be in 13-14. So those were the 3 most broken champions, guys, for each role for the next patch. Let us know down below your thoughts on the list, and thank you so much for watching the video. I will see you on our next Season 13 upload. This has been Coach Eags. Peace.